This is a tragic end for a 39-year-old cab driver, Emmanuel Yobo Agbovinwre, who was murdered by a 37-year-old doctor, Abbas Adio Adeyemi Adebowale, on Saturday, September 3rd, 2022. In July 2022, Abbas had come to Benin with a Camry car that he needed to sell. In the process of trying to sell this car, he met Emmanuel, a cab driver, and they became friends because Emmanuel was actually the person taking him from one point to another until he sold his car in that July and he went back to his base in Kwara State. So on September 3rd, 2022, Abbas returned to Benin and was lodged in Westview Hotel in GRA area in Benin and had called Emmanuel to come and see him at the hotel. Emmanuel called his wife and told his wife that Abbas was in town and needed to see him. Being as a close friend, he headed straight to the hotel to meet with Abbas. When he got to the hotel, Abbas noticed that Emmanuel did not come alone. Emmanuel came with his friend, and Abbas became uncomfortable because he already had his plan in mind. And he told Emmanuel that he should go and drop off his friend and return because he needed to go to a lot of places with only Emmanuel. Emmanuel obliged him and went straight to drop off his friend, and he returned to the hotel with Abbas. Abbas and Emmanuel set out on this visit that was not disclosed, and at a point, Emmanuel complained to Abbas that he had leg pain, and Abbas had told him not to worry, that he was going to help him. Emmanuel would have believed him because Abbas claimed to be a medical doctor. So what Abbas did was he mixed some leather substances, injected Emmanuel. Within few minutes, Emmanuel died on the spot. And Abbas was now trying to see how he could conceal the corpse of Emmanuel, left Emmanuel in his car until he got to Oluku, dropped the corpse in a bush, and made away with Emmanuel's Camry car to an unknown destination. Later in the day, on that Saturday, September 3rd, Emmanuel's wife was now very uncomfortable because she had not heard from her husband after the last time they spoke, that Emmanuel told her that he had leg pain and Abbas had promised to help. And she decided to call her husband's elder brother, by name Mr. Afure Agbonviwure, and told him that Emmanuel was nowhere to be found and his line was not going. Mr. Afure did not waste any time to come down to Benin, and he went straight to the police headquarters and reported that his younger brother Emmanuel was missing. Police did not waste any time and they went into action to see if they would be able to recover the car or to see Emmanuel alive. And because Emmanuel had this car tracker gadget in his car, they used it to track the car to see where this car was. Maybe Emmanuel would be in this car. The first place they tracked the car was in Akure Road, all the way from Benin. And they tracked it again and got the car in Oshogbo. But they were still tracking to see a point where the car would be stable so they could alert other police stations around the place to get the car. So the third time they tracked the car, they got the car around the Ejigbo police station. And it's as if the car was stationed there. So the police in Benin alerted the police in Ejigbo that there was this missing car around the area and gave them the description of the car, that the car was a Toyota Camry and it was white color. So the police went into action. Without taking much time, they located where this car was parked and the driver was not inside. They laid ambush waiting for the driver to come out. Within few minutes, Abbas came out, and that was how Abbas was arrested, and he was taken to Ejigbo police station for questioning. And they didn't leave the car behind. They had to tow the car down to the station. When police started their investigation, they went to that stolen car to make a search, and they found some used syringes, highly sedative injection, Valium, and insecticide fluid that was in a container. And I guess it was all this mixture that Abbas did that he injected Emmanuel that made Emmanuel to die on the spot without having to talk to his family. During interrogation, they were asking Abbas, how come, what happened, why did he kill Emmanuel? But Abbas said he was not going to say anything because he had the right to remain silent. He was kind of like he was claiming to be innocent, that they were just insinuating he killed Emmanuel. And he was just asking Emmanuel's family to forgive him. And he will not say anything until he gets to the court, where he'll be able to give up his own defense. The police station in Benin now wanted to find out if actually Abbas was a medical doctor. So they called the medical personnel to come to the station so they could interview Abbas. When they came, they asked Abbas if he was a medical doctor. Abbas answered in affirmative that yes, he was a medical doctor. And they asked him a second question, which threw him off balance. They asked him, when was the last time you renewed your license? And Abbas said, oh, 2 years ago. They said, if you renewed your license 2 years ago, which means your license was expired, and anything you might have done within the time your license expired and now will be termed illegal. So, as at the point where Abbas did this atrocity, he was not considered to be a medical doctor. And Abbas had been detained in police custody in Benin until the police will conduct all their investigations and he will be charged before the court so that he will go to the court and make a defense. How come he did not kill Emmanuel? How come it was an error, and how come the judge was going to forgive him? Because he believed that it was only before the judge he was going to say something. Abbas Adio Adeyemi claimed to be a staff of General Hospital in Kalama in Kwara State, and he graduated from University of Ilorin 2013 set. How can you claim to be a graduate? How can you claim to be a medical doctor? And all you could offer the society was to kill a man you called your friend and made away with his car. Police said they also recovered the car that he came to Benin to sell in July so that they will find out if actually Abbas owned that car or he killed the owner of that car and drove it from Kwara down to Benin to sell. We have to be very careful of those we call our friends. We have to be very careful of those we move out with. Those people you call your friends might actually be looking for your downfall. They might be looking for an opportunity to kill you. It is now a norm that anybody that wants to take what belongs to you, the thing the person will be looking for is how to eliminate the person and make away with the property. Where is your conscience? Where you claim that Emmanuel was your friend and now you went ahead and killed Emmanuel? And not that you killed Emmanuel, you dropped Emmanuel in the bush and made away with Emmanuel's car. This is not right. The society is so bad that we don't have conscience when we plan to take someone else's life. We have to be careful. And before you go to anywhere, kindly tell someone where you are going to. In case when you get missing, they will know who to consult. Thank you, all my friends. Thank you, all my followers. Thank you, those that are listening to our stories. But if you have not subscribed to our page, kindly click the subscribe button, click the like button, and always stay subscribed so that anytime we have a brand new story or we make an update to our stories, you'll be the first to be notified.